large-scale testing. Now, what we hear every night is that there are millions of tests available, and yet we don't have that pinprick blood test that you can just sort of get, at your local doctor and know in 15 minutes. But they're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it. They should have been working on it for months. So the fact is, we knew about this from the WHO when? December 31st, 2019. So last year, we knew about this. We knew coronavirus is coming. We knew it was a respiratory disease. We knew it was person to person. Why is it that it's this week that the FDA finally approved these kind of new Abbott lab testing, which, by the way, is one test at a time? It's a great test, but it's one test at a time. It's different than the labs that are doing mass testing, right? So this is a wonderful test. Don't get me wrong, but it's one test per 15 minutes. That's wonderful, but it's not the same volume that you really need. This is better for kind of outpatient clinics and things like that. We needed this months ago. You look at South Korea and the U.S. had their first official confirmed case on the same date, January 19th. That means since January 19th, you look at what South Korea did and what we did. Their population is 1/6 of ours. Look at the cases they have. Look at the mortality they have. It's a trifle compared to what we're dealing with right now because we've had a very weak response and they had a really strong response.
Doctor, thank you. Very interesting to talk to you, Dr. Desai. Hope you'll come back as we move through this difficult period in the country. Dr. Desai, thank you very much, sir. So President Trump warning Americans.
Two things will happen here. One, Dr. Desai will likely never be invited to appear on Fox News again. And two, Fox News' audience will have been exposed, even for just a moment, to the truth about the outbreak, which is probably why the host opted to just end the interview, then dare ask a follow-up and risk being on the receiving end of a Trump tweet later on. Because that's the state of conservative media in the United States these days. But the truth is that yes, of course our response was weak. That's not some subjective opinion, it's a fact. We have other countries to compare ourselves to. So when you have South Korea, as Dr. Desai mentioned, that took quote-unquote extreme measures, while still we have no nationwide stay-at-home orders, and then look at how those measures impacted the curve, you can objectively state that our response was, and still is, weak. And that is because Trump wasted time downplaying the virus. And I know I repeat this a lot, but with Republicans starting more and more to not only pretend that he didn't, but actually claim that he moved quickly on this, well then suddenly repeating the actual truth becomes all the more important. And that truth is that Trump was more interested in protecting the stock market and bashing Obama and pretending that this was a Democratic plot to take him down like impeachment or the Russia investigation, and claiming that it was totally contained and suggesting cases would soon be down to zero than he was about addressing the actual facts surrounding the outbreak and taking action to prevent the spread. That and only that is why South Korea had 3 deaths yesterday and the United States had over 1,000. But the fact that Dr. Desai said this on Fox is the most important part, because Fox News was absolutely instrumental in spreading Trump's denialism about the virus. And I guess that's the danger of being a, quote, news outlet that doesn't report the news so much as it serves out propaganda at the direction of the president. Because when that president is responsible for spreading misinformation that will ultimately cost lives, then suddenly Fox News finds itself complicit in what has amounted to the worst response to the coronavirus outbreak on the face of the earth. And that's because of responses like these.
Welcome to Hannity Tonight. If you are over the mass hysteria, if you're over politicizing and weaponizing of the coronavirus, you are not alone. That's why tonight we're focused on 2 major stories. First, we're going to call out anyone and everyone who's using this virus as a political weapon against the president. Sick, it's sad, but predictable. I'm sure in the end, the mob and the media, well, they will be advancing their new conspiracy theory and their newest hoax. Probably they'll come up with, hypothetically, I'm just guessing, wouldn't shock me, President Trump, Putin, mad scientists in Russia, Ukraine are manufacturing the coronavirus on purpose so they can hurt innocent children and kill grandma and grandpa before they throw them over a cliff, before they feed them dog food. In all seriousness, I think we've got to be very real with the American people. I don't like how we are scaring people unnecessarily. And that is that unless you have an immune system that's compromised and you are older and you have other underlying health issues, you are not going to die 99% from this virus, correct?
That's correct, Sean, and it's good to be with you again.
All right, so that's the point. I mean, they're scaring the living hell out of people, and I see it again as like, oh, let's bludgeon Trump with this new hoax.
Only now, realizing what a catastrophic miscalculation this was, given the fact that half of the country who watches Fox News was indoctrinated into thinking that the virus was a Democratic hoax and wasn't at all concerned with the deadly pandemic sweeping across the globe, suddenly Fox News has engaged in an all-out effort to rewrite history, because they're now claiming that they never underestimated the seriousness of the outbreak.
But nothing to laugh at here. By the way, this program has always taken the coronavirus seriously, and we've never called the virus a hoax.
So Fox News and Trump will try and rewrite history to pretend that they never cast doubt on the outbreak that they undoubtedly cast doubt on, but for every lie they tell, our job is to continue to remind the American people that they're lying. Our job is to continue to show the clips of them downplaying the outbreak. Our job is to continue proving that they wasted those precious days and weeks when we should have been acting to lob petty attacks against the Democrats, because accountability and the truth matter. We are seeing firsthand the danger that a president with no accountability is capable of. We're seeing firsthand the danger that a president unwilling to tell the truth is capable of. And rest assured, they will repeat this lie until they're blue in the face. They will repeat it every day at briefings and in TV ads and in interviews and at campaign rallies and at debates and press conferences, because that is how Trump fights the messaging war. We watched as he branded his proven cooperation with Russia as there being, quote, no collusion. We watched as he branded a warranted impeachment as a, quote, Democrat hoax. And we're seeing now just how hell-bent Trump and Republicans and Fox News are on rebranding this as well. But it will not work, because our job is to repeat the truth just as much as they repeat the lies.